have a glass of water and see, get right with whatever you believe in. I know you left Islam. I know you left your country. And I know you're very concerned that you'll never see your country again. But that doesn't mean you should go around having mental breakdowns in front of people, especially in front of Americans. We don't have much patience for this kind of thing. Okay, Boria? Good boy.
Again, he used the word boy. Did you guys realize that? Yes. In African American room, they use the word boy.
Yes.
Show your true face. Zionist. Show your true face.
I'm calling you a boy.
No, you're calling the African American boy too. And you drop the N-word. Show your true face. Come on. You're helping my case. Go.
I think it's funny when you mangle the English.
Yeah. Now go with ad hominem.
Okay, but that's not an ad hominem.
Is that why you call the African American boy? Do you have got to do anything with the Jewish Dutch involvement with transatlantic, bringing the Africans to America? Have you got anything to talk about that particular part? Oh, now you got.
These guys in this room know me for about
4 years. But they know you more now after this. They know you even more.
But they know you a little more.
You expose yourself.
I what? What did I do?
Hold on. Let's do a little in-room poll. Thumbs up if you support Norm. Okay, John. That's fine. Thumbs up if you support Soren. Big Rex. Okay, on to round 2. I didn't participate because I wanted to be unbiased.
No, but I don't really think like when black people go back and forth, it's more entertaining. But I don't really think, I don't think that the room is buying that Norm is a vicious racist. And I don't know if Soren cleans toilets or not, but no matter what he does for work, I respect it. And whatever beef that you guys had, is beef something that you guys can eat? I don't know if it's kosher. Who cares? But whatever is between y'all,
John, what tips would you give both of them to make it more humorous from a black perspective?
The N-word would make it more exciting. If we could start saying
that. I don't think you get permission to use it.
No, I know. I'm not. I'm saying it'll be more entertaining. I'm not saying. I'm not talking about any outcomes after. I'm just saying more entertaining for me. To be more belligerent. Norm is doing this thing where the only reason why he's winning is because he's staying calm. But if both of them could start losing their shit, if both of them could try to act like they're trying to find each other's location and try to post up and try to fight, get in a fist fight, that would be entertaining. I'm just giving ideas, throwing ideas out.
I don't want to hurt this poor kid. So I will tell you, I was in a room yesterday in which a Palestinian guy was attacking a black Jew. The guy's name is Black Rabbi. You've probably seen him around. And he must have called him the N-word about 10,000 times in a row. I was aghast. I was like, dude, cut it out. And the guy running the room, it's Amir's room. You've probably seen it. It's like they finally had to close the room. He lost his shit. I don't know why he was so angry at a black guy. I have no idea. You probably know the guy. He's from Detroit. He's in Israel. Calls himself Black Rabbi.
Yeah, he was calling.
Mikhail was calling Black Rabbi.
He's not from Detroit. Mikhail's from Detroit.
Dude, fucking Black Rabbi is from Detroit. Jesus Christ.
No, I thought he was from Detroit. The other guy is from Detroit. Ariel's from Detroit.
You just missed the point.
Okay, whatever.
The point was Mikhail called him the N-word about 10,000 times.
I mean, it's a cultural thing, Norm. We shouldn't be mad at cynics for that.
Why?
Because the thing is, you guys, listen, racism is pervasive amongst their culture. So, like, it would almost be.
From California, he knows better.
I know, but the Pistonians, they believe in racism is okay. So it would be anti-Palestinian of us to think badly of cynics for calling Mordecai the N-word. We should just give them the pass. We give them the pass on like murdering babies and using their children for shields. So we should probably give them a pass for using the N-word. It's okay.
You know what's sad? You fucking Jews always claiming somebody for killing babies, and you're killing babies right now. You're so pathetically. You're so pathetically. Hold on a second. No. You're so pathetically. You're so pathetically hypocritical. Hold on a second. You're so pathetically.
We're talking about a bunch of Palestinians victimizing black folks.
You're so pathetically hypocritical about how you call everyone else. I'm gonna tell you. You claim everyone else is doing something wrong to somebody.
I never said everyone else.
Excuse me. Could you be quiet?
The guy is calling this guy the N-word.
All right. So hold on a second. I don't give a fuck about the N-word. I'm talking about you motherfuckers that just said that somebody's killing babies, and they're showing right now. All right. So you wanna get moved, right? Because I'm trying to talk. I'm trying to do this.
What I said is that we accept it and we take it as that.
All right. So the thing is, you claim somebody's killing babies, and on live TV,
Iran. Right now. They're committing 3 genocides.
I got you. See, I can't move you down, so I'm gonna just tell you this, right? Stop cutting me off, and this is the only time. After this, I'm gonna kick you out, and I don't do that shit. But I'm trying to say something. You can say whatever you want, but I want to finish saying what I'm saying. So you kill me, you Jews, about somebody's always killing babies but you. Palestinian babies are dying every day in the hospital in Palestine. And y'all sitting up here trying to blame somebody else for being terrorists and baby killers, and you're doing the same fucking shit. You're so hypocritical. I can't wait till they kill all of you motherfuckers.
Doug, you're absolutely wrong. We would never do such a thing. You've actually fought the gaslight lie of the Palestinian propaganda machine.
All of us?
Hang on a second. Doug, you're 100% wrong. And you're allowing this freaking Iranian. You're allowing this fucking Iranian.
I love Iran. I love Ahmadinejad. I love everything about
He
Iran.
wants to blow your ass up, man. He literally said he wants to blow your ass up. He calls you the big Satan. And you've got a guy right here who wants to kill you. And you bought the total bullshit. Furia, I told you before, don't sort yourself out, Furia.
You're not ashamed by nothing, are you?
Furia, don't sort yourself out. Furia, stop playing the victim card, Furia. Stop playing the victim card, Furia.
And I have to.
Furia, you're in the wrong room.
It's actually not the Jewish problem, it's the Zionist problem.
You're in the wrong room. I know. This is why you're constantly making anti-Semitic remarks, Furia.
It's not the Jewish people.
You literally follow men around and talk about their prostate, Furia. It's disgusting, to tell you the truth.
Stop derailing the topic.
Something
I have
wrong.
observed that behavior.
That's hypocrite.
You have some sort of...
We're talking about children,
Furia.
and you deny
I am.
the hypocrisy
Furia.
of you people,
Furia.
that you deny
Furia.
the genocide
Furia.
is going on
You're
in
a
Gaza,
psyop.
and you're talking about the
Not-
danger. That's not correct.
Nobody's interested in your bullshit, Furia.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're African American, you're Muslim, you're non-Muslim. We see the babies being
Furia,
massacred in
there's no
Gaza,
we.
and you expect
Furia.
us to be silent
Furia,
about
there's
it.
no
We're not
we.
going to be silent about it.
Even the Iranian people
Even
don't like you,
Jewish people
Furia.
that are in
Even
Israel,
the Iranian
know
people
what
don't
the
like you,
Israeli race
Furia.
did to the children.
Furia.
That's why the
Furia, your regime is going to fall.
inside United States,
Furia,
America,
you know you're never going to see your home
break it
again.
down, Mr. Green, but you're
At
old.
least the people in
You're
this
right at
room.
the end of the tunnel.
At least
I
the
mean, you
people
don't
in
have
this
much
room.
time to be,
At
living on
least
this
the people in
planet. And
this
I'm talking
room
about your
can
age.
go home,
Yes,
Furia.
yes, you're a baby boomer.
Furia, you're going to be exiled to Russia, Furia.
Generation Z is
Not going to allow you to
your
continue the
community do not agree
genocide,
with you,
Furia.
sir. So that's why
We're
I
not
don't
going
think
to
it's
allow you
problem.
to
It's
continue
the
the
Zionist problem,
genocide.
sir. It's not a
We're
Jewish
going
problem.
to stop.
It's a
We're going to
Zionist
stop your
problem.
genocide,
Yes, it's a
Furia.
Zionist problem, sir.
You can count
I
on
do
us
not
to
blame
stop.
the Jewish
You can
people. I
stop
blame
on
the
us to.
Zionists for it. Yes, yes,
You
yes.
can count on us to
You
stop the
cannot,
genocide.
you cannot,
Furia.
by your
Furia.
behavior,
I'm telling you,
create
Furia.
anti-Semitism, Mr. Green.
Because of people like you and Yirmahu and Yaakov,
we're going to stop the genocide, Gloria.
We don't allow.
We're going to stop the genocide, Gloria, and we're going to start with Iran. The first thing that's going to happen is we're going to stop Iran, Gloria. We sent your ally Assad scurrying away to Russia. It's over, Gloria. It's over. You're done. You're finished. Pack up your bags and go home. You're finished, son. Go away. We're going to take down the Iranian genocidal regime. We're going to stop the genocide in Yemen. We're going to stop the genocide in Syria. We're going to stop the genocide in Iran. We're going to stop the genocide that you're sponsoring all over the world. Your country is the world's foremost sponsor of terrorism. We are going to stop it. And that's a promise. And the reason why you're freaking out is because you know that this is true. You know what Bibi Netanyahu is discussing with Donald Trump right now. And that is the end of your genocidal regime, Gloria.
Wait a minute. I'm thinking, and I'm thinking how, like, you know how Trump, like, made the Jews and the other people pretend to get along? Can the Jews and the other people pretend to get along in this room? Because there's a ceasefire going on right now, and we can just cease this conversation the way it is and do something else.
And there's no ceasefire. To say. And boy, Doug wants to side with a population in which they feel that it's justified to call people the N-word, not to mention that the Arabs, they still keep slaves in 2025. It's the largest slave trade going on. And Doug here wants to see all the Jews dead. He wants them to kill all the Jews. Doug, they're going to make you a slave again, just so you know. They want to come after you. They want your people from Africa to go to and become slaves. I'm just saying. I mean,
but
it's really happening.
You have the most Jewish fucking name. I don't know how to fucking pronounce it. So Jewish.
Yirmiyahu.
Netanyahu.
Here, go slow. Yirmiyahu. Let's do
Shradle. So
just call him Jeremy.
Jeremy, yeah. Or call him Y. If that's too tough, just call him Y.
Can I call him Jew?
No, please.
Listen. I mean, if you guys want us to start using the N-word, you go ahead and start.
I don't care.
Hey, come on, hear me.
I don't care. But Jew doesn't pejorative.
Like they throw that word around at each other all the time.
Yeah, Jew.
Like I'm gonna call you. What are you, my Jew bro?
No, we can call each other
Jew bro, Yaakov. You my Jew bro, El Norma.
Yeah, we can call it to each other, but when outsiders call us that, it's the same thing.
Yeah, you get offended by everything, but they say.
Quiet, Storm. We're talking.
Thank you for establishing my point. You get offended by
data from scratch. If you think about what was done with DeepMind's AlphaGo Zero, they managed to get a bot all the way from no ability to play Go whatsoever to above human level just by playing against itself. There was no example data from humans required in the AlphaGo Zero version of it. The other direction, of course, is these reasoning models that do chain of thought and stop to think and reflect on their own thinking. In a way, that's another kind of synthetic data coupled with reinforcement learning. So my guess is with one of those methods, we'll get around the data limitation, or there may be other sources of data that are available. We could just observe that.
Yeah, I also feel like Alien Earth is the alien.
Gloria, stop interrupting black people when
Is it okay to joke about the
Holocaust?
We make the best jokes about the Holocaust.
Take your racism
Can we make a
someplace
joke
else.
about Holocaust?
Yeah, I would like the best
Holocaust
jokes about
really
the Holocaust one.
No. Can I make a joke about Holocaust? Is that
Sure,
okay?
do whatever you want. Knock yourself
Okay,
out.
good.
You better be good.
Good. Go on.
Better be good.
You've been listening to him, though. I mean, even if you want, you can go talk to yourself about it too. So John, back to what you're at.
Yeah. So I still haven't been able to finish. What I'm saying, long story short, because we're all animated and stuff, is this is not a moral issue. I don't know why you guys keep looking at other people to give you permission. They're not going to give you permission. They don't give a fuck. They're going to call you. They're not even really paying attention. Really what we're doing is we're just projecting what we want to project onto this conflict. Most people have no idea the history of the region. They have no idea the history, the genealogy of the culture, the anthropology of the people of the Ottoman Empire, how the whole entire situation, they don't know what they're talking about. So I wouldn't really look to people like Thug to be your moral compass, because to be honest, they're not really invested. All they see are people who look brown being attacked by people who we're assuming are white. They think it's a Native American colonizer situation. That's why they're against the Jews, and it's not that. So
it's CRT 2.0.
The Persians consider themselves white. They are, I just posted in the chat, the genocide that they are perpetrating around the world through their proxies. Through the Houthis in Yemen, 350,000 black Sunni people dead, black Sunni Arabs. In Syria, there's 650,000 Arabs of color dead, again, thanks to Hezbollah and their support of Assad, who went dashing off to Russia when Israel defeated Hezbollah in Lebanon. And in Iraq, they were in a 10-year war with Iraq. They used child soldiers and perpetuated another genocide. They may be the most genocidal people on the planet right now. This is not the Persian.
El Normal, what is the deal with them?
Regime.
I love Persian people. Why are they doing this? They're such beautiful, wonderful people.
It's the Iranian genocidal regime. It's the mullahs. It's the mullahs.
Hey, Lapsu.
Yeah, like the Israel now recruiting the African asylum seekers to fight in Gaza. Imagine you're asylum seeker.
I don't know of any such thing.
I didn't interrupt you, Mr. Entitled Zionist.
You know what?
I didn't entitle
you know what you should do, Puria? Stop the genocide, Puria. Stop it now.
Relax. I didn't interrupt you.
Stop the genocide in Yemen. You're killing little children in Yemen. It needs to stop, Puria.
Okay.
You
So
need
the
to stop
asylum.
promoting
So you know what? That's the problem. He talks. I don't talk, but when I talk, you start talking to me.
Yes, it was good when you were quiet.
In Gaza,
keep being quiet.
How many children you would kill?
You were doing the best for the room when you were quiet, Puria. You were doing better when you were quiet.
Which one is that? The color of your skin or your so-called cult religion?
Puria, you're a little bit ludicrous.
Do you believe you're chosen?
Puria, what color are
you? Do you think you're better than us?
Puria, what color are you?
Never said that.
Well, he believes in that. He doesn't even let me talk. Just the way he actually speaks louder.
Soren, are you an Iranian IRGC chatbot? Have you ever eaten fasanjun? Do you like fasanjun? دلم برات خیلی تنگ شده. You are like a parrot, Soren. You're like a parrot. What? You're like a duck or a parrot.
Okay, so okay.
Song.
African asylum seekers from different parts of Africa. They're coming to Israel.
Do you know what that means?
They said we have a war, let's say, in
why don't you tell them
Nigeria.
what this means?
Okay, so a Jew was just singing. We have a janitor from Iran losing his mind. And then we have a fucking troll with schizophrenia. Can we just chill out? Just chill. One retard at a time. We can't have it all at the same time.
Give us your best joke, John.
I'm trying to funnel it in so the people who listen.
Give us your best joke. Give us your best material. Bring us your A game.
My best material? Joke? This room is a joke. Have you not been listening to what the fuck has been going on?
For past hour. I should have gone to bed an hour ago.
You're the moderator. Why don't you do something creative, something intelligent instead of complaining? This isn't the 1-800 complaint clubhouse hotline.
No, but I'm trying to exactly. I actually wanted to clear the stage for you because I don't. What character are you taking? What character is that you're doing right now?
I am the sick Justin Bieber, fully zapped, about to go through my first divorce and experience the justice of the marriage family court while Hailey Bieber takes half of my money. Raboinai Shalom, Hashem can have a very, very sick sense of justice. Hashem really knows how to give back justice. You know, revenge is a dish best served cold with gefilte fish.
Sounds like a cross between Gilbert Gottfried and Norman.
How are you doing, Liz?
Anyway, what I wanted to say, I put in the chat because Elnoma doesn't let me talk.
Thank you, Poria. You're right, Poria.
You can read the chat. Anyone who's interested, you can read the chat.
Poria, thank you.
Supporting that regime.
Yes, thank you for your contribution.
African American to Israel.
So Soren, you know the French Foreign Legion has been doing this for almost 100 years.
Just because they're doing it doesn't mean that you got to do the same shit.
Does Iran have their own foreign legion of mercenary soldiers?
France?
I am condemning 100%. I'm condemning France for doing that. 1,000% yes. I'm consistent. Unlike you people.
Who really works for the Ayatollah? Who's doing all this terrorism for the Iranians?
You people?
We are getting to the end of this tunnel, by the way. Right at the end. It's time. People are waking up.
I would say so. I would say that the Iranian regime is on life support right now.
of your own community
Would you agree with that?
People. You have a big problem.
You know what the big problem is?
You have a big problem
I think
in your community. I'm telling you.
has reached the end of its
37%
rope.
of your own people,
Soren, when are you going to put together an Iranian poetry reading room again? It was so delightful listening to you read poetry on you, Soren.
You're gone. 5 years, 10 years, all of you will be gone.
Soren, when are you going to put together a roomy poetry reading room for meditation and for well-being, Soren? What do you think about retirement strategies, Soren?
They're going to have a better representation of Judaism. They're going to get it back from the people. You are disgraced.
Your regime is about to
now,
fall any second.
the new generation of the Jewish people, they're going to
Do you
come
realize that?
and they're going to take the image back.
Do you know what I think is
What
going
you guys
on
think?
here?
To the Jewish
What's going on is Poria
what you did.
realizes
You created
that
anti-Semitism
the
around the world.
Iranian people are
You
about to
created Jew-hating around the world.
Soren, Earth to Soren. Can someone play a smoke detector, please? Beep, beep, beep.
And that's going to happen.
A woman walks down the street with a short skirt,
don't
gets
let you
raped,
guys
you're blaming her for wearing a short
With your
skirt.
actions and what your passiveness.
Poria, I think your sponsor of terror is about to become to an end.
We're going to stop that madness.
Poria, once your country,
We're going to stop that
your
madness.
country's
We
regime
want to stop the racism against African Americans.
What kind of a father would name his son Poria?
We want to do all of this.
Your father cursed you with a name like Poria. You Poria, it's like a bad soup. It's like you're always broke.
Your baby boomer generation needs to go. Your racist generation needs to go.
Your regime is falling, Poria.
We don't want you guys anymore.
This is why you're losing your mind.
Poria, Conan the Barbarian is gonna come to Tehran and conquer the Ayatollah and take all your women and all your money.
You're about to be
people like
another place, Poria. You're gonna
See them driven before you. Seek lamentations from these beautiful Persian women.
I would buy a parka if I'm you, Poria, because I think you're gonna end up in Russia, like Assad, like your tool Assad.
Soren, a juicy Iranian crude oil is gonna belong to the British again. What are you gonna do when they start pumping and selling all that beautiful crude oil in Europe?
We celebrate the fall
of the Iranian regime with some ice cream.
with cooking El Norma today.
I'm gonna have some ice cream to celebrate. You are done, Poria. You and your regime are done. Goodbye, Poria. Nice to see you.
He flies away so quickly. Bye-bye. That was the most pleasant bye-bye ever from him.
It was like Toodaloo, genocidal Zionist, Toodaloo. See you later. Yeah, but that was cool. We found out that the country of Israel is doing something wrong, and that they should stop.
What are we doing wrong?
What you're doing is that you're waging a war in which there's casualties.
That happens. They could have stopped the war with a phone call. They could have said, listen, we surrender and you can have your hostages back. That's all they ever had to do. They could have done that on October 10th and this never would have happened. I think they sought the destruction of Gaza. That's the only, and Iran is the one that funded this. The country that he represents is the one that funded and trained Hamas to carry out October 7th. I don't think any country would do any different than Israel is doing in response to October 7th.
No, we would do, countries would actually do more And that's kind of been and the thing that confuses me about the fake outrage is like, if that happened to America, we already know what we would have, a door knocking, letting people know that we're about to bomb them before we bomb them so that civilians can get out of the way. When did we do that as Americans? To me, this is where I'm at. I just think that people from your side should just let them have the moral argument, because this isn't about morality. As soon as October 7th happened and I was watching the news, I was like, why the fuck would they do that? Because now that they did that, there is no possible chance for a two-state solution ever. And the Israelis are not going to stop until Hamas is extinguished. And Hamas will never be extinguished. So you guys are creating a perpetual, you're creating a situation to extend human suffering to a point. What's the point? Because if you attack Israel in this way, they can't lie to themselves and be like, you know what, we're going to be able to live in peace with Hamas eventually. That was just about, they don't believe that it's never going to happen. So for me, I'm like, the people on the Palestinian side made a decision that they can't come back from. And now the Israelis don't feel like they're going to be safe until Hamas is gone, which isn't going to happen. So I don't really think it's anybody's fault. I think that y'all just like to be at war.
What do you mean it's not going to happen? You think they're going to let Hamas just take it back over, rebuild, like nothing happened? And then even if they did, you think Hamas isn't going to sit there and keep building rockets and doing exactly what they did for the past decade? It's that game is over. That game's over.
Because of foreign intervention, I think what's going to happen is a slow ethnic cleansing and a slow incremental movage of people eventually. I feel like Israel is going to do this bit by bit, and with the ceasefire, it slows things down too. I think with the things geopolitically, optically, and diplomatically, we're slowing this conflict down, which is prolonging it, which is actually increasing the suffering. But
the 250,000 that marched back to northern Gaza, I mean, I assume there were no militants mixed in with them, and they didn't bring a fucking arsenal of weapons, correct?
I don't know, because one of the leaders was found by mistake by the Israeli military. They found him by mistake, and he was hiding with civilians in a civilian corridor that was specifically set up so that, Gazan citizens don't die. And then at the same time, the news is saying, listen, the Israelis are trying to kill citizens on purpose. The Israelis are saying, wait a minute, these people are using the citizens as meat shields. And then you see the story and you see it. They literally found the guy who planned the fucking October 7th attack, hiding amongst civilians. So it's like, it's just guerrilla warfare, urban warfare to a point. It's just human stuff. It's not going to end well. And we're going to end up in a position that we're going to end up anyway if we just accept the fact that Palestine will never have a state. They're never going to have it, especially not now. So I don't see.
I don't think they ever wanted one, John. I don't think they ever wanted one. I'm not sure what they do want. Huh?
I don't know what they want.
It's like the elephant and the mouse. I mean, the mouse attacked the elephant and got crushed, and their PR campaign on the attack was so bad. It's like they needed to hire, Edelman or some freaking marketing firm to work on all their campaign strategy before they ever tried to increase the escalation of violence. They just did it so brutally, and it resembles ISIS and Islamic jihadist terrorists so much that it supersedes the Palestinian cause with international jihad terrorism. So their PR campaign, I don't know, you could say it was a success because they were able to show war casualties on social media and create ill will on college campuses. But for the most part, they have no real strategic, successes to gloat about.
and they're facing just continuing ruin. I mean, the hostages are only, so valuable, I suppose, to their cause, but they're like a lost, they're like a lost psychotic, anti-spiritual murderous organization. I just don't see any virtues. And there's people on this app that say they're never going away, that they're the protectors of the Palestinian people, that they carry the virtue. They'll be in the waiting. They don't have to take control. They can use, a more reformed government. It's like, what, the Praetorian Guard of terrorists or something? It's like, grow the fuck up. Like, your shit's over. Time to disband and accept responsibility and come into compliance.
The idea is to weaponize a sentiment that they don't share, which is compassion. They try to make a spectacle out of Israel's response to October 7th. And to some extent, they succeeded because they have everybody talking about babies as if babies are targeted, or as if babies don't die in war, or as if they didn't kidnap the Israeli babies. They just wanted to turn this humanity that we have, our compassion, into a weapon against the West. And their goal is nothing less than to destroy the West. Believe me, this is the tip of the spear. This is going to continue. They are perpetuating Islamic fundamentalist terrorist attacks all over the world, including in this country. So unfortunately, we have to elect an asshole like Trump to throw around his masculinity and start putting the kibosh on these people. Tragically.
Yeah, I mean, the lone wolf terrorist attacks around the country, I mean, will there be more? I mean, and then when they do happen, they get evaporated from your memory so quickly, you don't even think there's a problem in 72 hours. So,
that Bourbon Street thing. So this is the Bourbon Street thing. Honestly, when I think about that situation, is I think that there's a Black American male who is having a rough time socially, family, economically, psychologically, in every single way that your life can be fucked up. I mean, it looks like his life was fucked up. I mean, he had a failed marriage. He was living out of an apartment that it's because it showed his apartment in Houston, and he was living out of an apartment that you get after your life is just ruined. Like, it looked like, when you look at the outside of his apartment, it looks like worse than a tree.
It doesn't matter. You have to take personal responsibility. And when you commit those types of barbaric acts and there's absolutely no strategic gain or something with that, I mean, that is the dumbest, lowest IQ, stupidest thing you can do to absolutely ruin yourself. I mean, that is the S word beyond belief.
I'm not giving an excuse. What I'm saying is that when I looked at all the factors, and you remember how they said that he had an ISIS flag, and I'm a Trumper, right? Like I'm a person who I'm gonna call out fucking Islamic terror when I fucking see it, right? But for that situation, I think that he was pump faking. Like, I honestly think that he recently converted to Islam, like less than 5 years ago. Like, I feel like he was already going downhill, and he was looking for something to vent them out with. I don't think that he was a true believer.
Well, look at Christopher Dorner in Los Angeles, who went on a shooting spree in LA, and then they killed him in Big Bear Mountain. People go on these crazy. This is a historic thing. I mean, Bonnie and Clyde, like, people go on shoot 'em ups, and they're going out, the hard way. So I don't know. It's mental health beyond extreme. I mean, it's absolute chaos, but to take chaotic actions based off of things happening halfway around the world that you're not even a part of, and saying that they're even associated, I would say, is pretty thin. I'd say that the people that do these types of things are not necessarily connected.
I don't even think it's authentic. Like, it can't be, because he's not even that. I feel like he was a person who was on the edge already. He already threatened his family. His family said that he threatened to kill them regardless of any. So I don't think that this was about a global sleeper cell terrorist. I think that this is about a person who's going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, is doing something terrible, and he's trying to find any excuse. Like, he's just using any excuse at this point because it's fashionable. It's almost like how kids now, instead of like putting a kid in a locker, they're going to shoot the school up. Just because that's how people have been socialized to vent now. Hey, when things are going on that are bad in your life, write a manifesto and then attach it to an extremist point of view that only a crazy person would be susceptible to. Like, that's...
It's really strange. Also, remember was it the Australian mosque shooter? People who live stream their atrocious actions. Like, what is the rationalization behind thinking that, like, live streaming it? I mean, I don't think anybody's ever considered it art. Andy Warhol said, "Oh, I wish we could have filmed it," when somebody, off themselves. But what I'm getting at is that there's this weird conjunction of digital videos and media and operations, for propagandistic effects, I suppose. But the domestic threats and the lone wolves internally, I mean, I just don't see that. I mean, you could say there's the connection internationally because they brand themselves as being like, a jihadist or something, but definitely is the collapse of somebody's life when they, do these atrocious, horrible things. And this is why it's important to be armed and practice carry and conceal and be, the sovereign citizen knight who can help eliminate these domestic terror threats when they pop up, because the truck stuff is really always going to be a forever threat because of physics. It's just, you can't stop trucks. You just can't. I mean, so it's always going to be a dangerous world in which we live in.
You're not Spider-Man. You're not in the Justice League. The Avengers, that was in a movie. Stay the fuck out of the way. Save yourself by not even being there. That would be my suggestion, because you try to save people's lives, you end up being prosecuted like that one dude in New York. Even though he got acquitted, luckily. Like, listen, man, you try to be a hero for these folks, they're gonna fucking... You don't want to... Just don't waste your time.
Well, what happens if you go into the bank and you have a snub-nosed pistol in your fleece jacket pocket and somebody comes in with a gun, one person, and starts taking everybody's wallets and demanding that they, give them cash from thing, and you're fully armed and you got a good shot? What do? Do you blow his fucking head off in the middle of the bank? Are you a hero?
You know what? I think that the only reason why I actually wouldn't do anything. Because I wouldn't do anything. The only time I do something is if I feel like he's going to bodily harm someone else, and if he is directly about to hurt someone, I do something. But if he's just stealing money, I won't do anything.
Hello, Lao-Su.
I don't know. I believe that the person who has the carry and conceal, legally it's within the right to execute that person in the middle of the bank plaza, lobby. But, it's, the question is, do you want to be responsible, for that action?
Exactly. Like, if we're going to talk about what's correct morally, I'm Wild West. You play stupid games because you win stupid prizes. So, like, if you're going to rob a bank and you get shot robbing a bank, I'm not crying no tears. I'm just saying that I'm not sitting through no paperwork. I'm not sitting through a prosecution. I'm not going to explain myself for saving lives and doing the right thing with the possibility of going to jail for the rest of my life. For people who wouldn't do the same thing for me, I'm not Jesus Christ. Someone already died for your sins. It wasn't me. Get the fuck. No. I'm just going to mind my business. I'll give him the wallet. Mind my fucking business. And then after he gets out of the bank, he's going to get caught in 10 minutes anyway. So it's like, why the fuck would I even put a soul? Why would I even if it's for a justified reason, why would I collect a soul? Even if it's justified, even if it's killing a person in a justified way, it's still killing a person. And then the society might punish me for doing the right thing. So no, fuck them. I'm just going to mind my business.
See, if the bank robber was also spouting off terrorist, words, and you didn't like what he was saying, or he pistol whips somebody, or he shoots somebody, like then, I mean, it ups your level of wanting to accept responsibility, not necessarily even because you want to be a hero, but because you want to put the situation to a quick and immediate end. So I'm just saying, like, changing circumstances and more variables increase the likelihood that, you know, it would be incumbent upon you to,
like
to
I said,
execute.
If he's doing bodily harm, that shit's on camera, I'ma stop it. If he's doing bodily harm. But if he's just mugging people and shit, taking a purse here and there, and taking their fake money, then fine. No one likes a Boy Scout.
That's not true. I mean, you know, the West was won by conquest. I mean, the state of Illinois was won by conquest. You know, they built frontier bunkers, frontier security outposts, conducted raids against, you know, enemy native encampments by the thousands. I mean, the conquest of the United States is like its own huge military conquest history.
Yeah, I mean, for me, when I say Boy Scout, I don't mean someone who's going on a hike. I mean like a busybody, a person who follows the rules. A person who follows the rules and does the right thing. The person who does the right thing and follows the rules in society is a person who is a chump. They're chumps.
Well, not really, because if you follow the rules, you're operating within the system, and it's always better to be within the organism as a parasite than it is to be. I mean, it's better, I guess it's best to be the host, but what I'm saying is if you follow the rules and the laws, you have a lot less anxiety and frustration to contend with. So it becomes a game of communication, complexity. And so if you're a lawyer and you're doing patent law, or you're a mechanical engineer, I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's levels of complexity which allow you to progress in this, what, you know, you might call corrupt system, so to speak, because it takes subject matter level experts of very high proficiency to essentially create new systems of communication. Like Elon Musk with the Treasury Department and what he does at X. I mean, he's got a team of, you know, hundreds of highly trained software developers, extremely educated and experienced. The hackers, basically, like the hackers are fucking running the show, and they're the ones who come in and clean everything up because of these old ass systems from the 90s and early thousands that are totally outdated, not transparent, and they're rigged. So I'm talking about like property taxes or something, but really any kind of financial network transactions that are running on older systems are subject to, you know, simplification and updates. So, but it's the people who can do that work that take control of it and make the salaries for, you know, 10, 20, 30 years doing it.
I'm not talking about being a rebel to the system. Like when I said Boy Scout, I meant the context of the trope of the noble citizen who goes, no, not just the good employee, not the employee that, you know, have you ever worked with somebody who shows up? They always show up not a minute early, not a minute late, and whenever it's time for them to leave, let's say it's 4 o'clock, they clock out at 4. They're gonna work all the way until 3:59 and 59 seconds. As soon as it's 8 o'clock, they're in. As soon as it's 4 o'clock, they're out. They're not staying any extra. They're not doing any extra favors. They're not going to skip their lunch. They never skip their lunch. They're not going to do someone a favor. No. They're not doing extra. When I say like a Boy Scout, I'm talking about this country. Every man has always had like this fantasy. Oh man, if a school shooting was off, or a mall shooting, or like a public shooting was off, and I was there, I'd save lives, and I'd do this, and I'd be a Navy SEAL, and then I'd have a Netflix special. I've had these fantasies, and then I realized, nigga, I wouldn't do that, and I wouldn't do that because these people wouldn't do the same thing for me, and I'm watching other people sacrifice their lives, and they get nothing. All they do is they get their time wasted, and they have to pay money for lawyers. I don't want to do that shit.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that because, like you just said, there's the lawyer complexity. But I mean, this isn't the Taliban in Afghanistan. You're not in some province, part of some fucking proxy force trying to take back your country or something, or some other type of national conflict. I mean, you're giving like a very, first world explanation or point on why you have no interest in getting involved in something like that. But I'm just saying, if things escalated in this country and crime really skyrocketed, you might think differently. Or if there was some type of foreign
if it became the purge,
yeah,
the only reason, but then law and order would break down in a way to where I wouldn't even be prosecuted for defending myself anyway. So like that's more of a purge situation. But in a situation where we're in a first world country, and there's several examples last year of quote unquote men defending women, men defending strangers in public, and then those same men having to go through long drawn out political processes. Defending people in public has now become politicized. I'm not doing it. If I see a shooter, even if I'm minding my business.
Well, there were
I'm just making sure that I'm not going to die.
There were two girls fighting outside of my apartment this morning and screaming for like a good 5 minutes before I finally was like, fuck, okay, I'll go look to see what's happening. So I go outside. These two girls are rolling on the ground, fighting. And then one of the girls gets up and starts running across the street into traffic barefooted, like screaming for her life. And then the other girl's like, get her. And then some guy bolts out of an apartment, starts running after her. Two girls in another car start running after this girl. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? So the point is, I'm not going to get involved. I'm not going to defend somebody who I don't know, who's wrong, who's right. They're all drunk. They're all on drugs. They're in a gang. Like, and there's a guy running with, something in his pocket. I'm like, I'm not going to even say, hey, stop. Like, I'm not even going to draw attention to myself, like you have to look at every situation as if you fucking had a rifle scope or something, and you're not getting involved in anything. Like, it's, you just call 911 and that's all you do. Like, there's no citizen, arrest or citizen
there's no such thing
involvement.
as a citizen's arrest. But yeah, like, and that's my whole entire point. Like, it's just like, bro, I'm not gonna be the guy who does the right thing on paper, and then someone is looking at me in a cell, being like, "Why didn't you mind your business? Why did you get involved?" That's the worst. That's one of the worst feelings I've seen. No, I'm not gonna do that shit.
Well, what do you think about when they executed an African American man, on the electric chair, and before they kill him, he says, "I did not kill this person. Do not do this," and then they fry him to death. I mean, it seems like how do you rationalize if you're about to get electrocuted to death and you didn't actually commit the crime? Like, do you think you're Jesus Christ or something on that electric chair?
No, but actually, that's the only reason why I'm against the death penalty. That is the only reason why I'm against the death penalty is because if even one person is falsely accused, that's too much. I like the idea of the death penalty because I do believe that some people are beyond. There's some people who there isn't reconciliation, there isn't facilitation or mediation. There's just ejection, and I believe in that. But just because there is a chance that we can get it wrong, even if we get it wrong with one person, I don't think that the death penalty should be something that Americans practice.
So, like, for every dollar that you pay in taxes, how much do you think of those taxes go towards, federal and state prison industrial complex expenses?
A lot. And unfortunately, fortunately, I think there's like a Ben Franklin moment where it's like, if you're looking for, if they promise you freedom and security, if they promise you like freedom while taking away your security, you're going to have neither. And I think that's what the situation is, where it's a situation where just because we spend money on inmates, I focus more on making our family dynamics better and increasing literacy rates. By making our families better is going to increase our scores in school, and the better that our kids do at reading and math, the lower a chance that, you know, the criminal enterprise, because the criminal enterprise is just another job. That's how economists look at it. Long story short, if we just increase the literacy rate in the family structure of America, we're going to have less prisoners in the first place. That's what I look at, prison prevention.
Yeah. But I mean, homicide happens. Like, you'll read about a very successful doctor who kills his wife because his wife decided to get in a divorce or had an affair. So like, crimes of passion supersede advanced educations.
Yeah, but crimes of passion normally don't get the death penalty at all.
Well, no, like I don't think.
Please, and normally people who commit murders of passion, they get 10, 20 years.
Maybe, but you don't. I get the feeling there's not enough capital punishment. There has to be, like, they have to really, really up the number of capital punishments in this country to remove remove the inventory that's costing $60,000-$70,000 a year.
Like maybe the only thing that I could maybe be able to agree with is pedophiles. People who have been proven to be repeat pedophiles, getting them out of here, I think is something that we could. The ones who are repeat, like I feel like with the death penalty, it can't be a situation where you have one trial.
Well, why don't you just chemically castrate them and keep them in prison for the rest of their lives?
Well, because when I think of prison, I'm thinking of people who can be, who still have something to offer society, but we're going to control their freedom in a way because they've proven they don't have the responsibility to manage their own freedom. So as a society, we're going to take away their liberty and put them in a context where they can still benefit society, but still, be safe from society. So society is being terrorized by the presence. So when I think of a pedophile, unless we're going to expand the type of slave labor that we have in prison, which I don't know if I'm against that. I'm not saying I'm against or for that. Unless we find a way to monetize these people. It's
kind of wild that that we would even set up prisons that aren't set up on a for-profit basis. I mean, you have free labor, so it's like, how the fuck do our prisons not pay for themselves and even generate a profit? Instead, the amount of money the biggest private prison corporations are traded on the New York Stock Exchange. And just so much money, state and federal, goes to private prisons, public prisons. And I mean, what kind of a fucking world do we live in where we're not turning a profit at the prison? I mean, completely and entirely. I mean, it should be fully automated. And, if you don't fucking work, you don't eat, and I mean, it's brutal. But I mean, in India, do you know how they do prisons in Indian villages? There's no prison. There's no fucking concrete and metal and beds and a rec yard. No, there's a fucking circle in the middle of the town where the prisoner has to go sit all day and waste his fucking life in a circle in the middle of the village. That's it. Everybody in the village, gives them shit. But there's no housing, there's no buildings, there's no infrastructure, there's no facilities. So, your punishment is to waste your time doing nothing in the middle of the village.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and Armenian, is he still here? gonna send Armenians a message because I might go ahead and.
What do you think? What do you think about Kanye showing up at the Grammys with that chick butt naked and taking photos and then being asked to leave? I mean, it's pretty smart.
Wait, let me look it up. That's what people were talking about. Kanye at Grammys with naked.
She's like a Kim Kardashian lookalike.
Is it? Is that still? Yeah, that's the lady that he's been with. Yeah, he's been with her ever since Bianca.
I mean, it's pretty artistic. You know, they love taking photos.
That's his girlfriend.
Yeah. He looked healthier because there's been times where he looks totally like.
Yeah, he looked like he has less face fat.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're both playing their part.
What is their role, though?
Their role is attention.
Black Hitler? It's fucking Black Hitler. That's what he is. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he says a lot of stupid things that, you know, fuck. I mean, he lost billions of dollars on Adidas. He lost it. I think he went nuts.
The type of wealth that they took away is the type of wealth that he didn't even own anyway.
It's not about owning. I mean, there was a pipeline. Those fucking Yeezys, his Yeezys, like, are, you know, they're pretty good shoes. So, like, he was up there with Jordan. I mean, like, his brand and his partnership with Adidas was like a fucking river of money for a long time if he didn't fuck it up.
His children have generational wealth.
Hold on a second. What is that? Hold on. I just want to ask him, what do you mean if he didn't fuck it up? What do you mean he fucked it up?
All of his Nazi and anti-Semitic activity, all the videos that he shot going on Alex Jones in a fucking black jumpsuit. Like, it's artistic, but it's also, I don't know. I mean, because there's videos of Andy Warhol doing weird things with the media, but like, because you're spreading hate messaging, it's very low IQ. And
why do Jewish people position themselves to tell everybody what they're doing is against them, but the minute somebody tells you what you're doing, you're anti-Semitic? Why do y'all guys do that?
Well, the thing about the generational wealth is Kim.
Hold on a second.
I can say anti-Semitic thing, and Adidas won't do anything. He said it himself.
Hold on a second. No. He got a bad deal with one of you guys, one of you Jews, right? He got a bad deal with you. He wanted to do it over, and you pushed him. And he wasn't the one to be pushed. You met the crazy Kanye. You met the crazy part of him who isn't afraid. He stood up to that whole lobby of Jews, and you tried to silence him, and he didn't silence. Thank
he
God.
stood up to a lobby of people.
Hold on. Don't
make an issue out of it.
Listen, I'll move you, right? Because I want to be able to be heard, just like I'm going to hear you. You can say whatever you want, but you're going to respect this state. I don't know about the rest of these motherfuckers, but I'm zero tolerance. So he didn't silence, and he said he's going DEFCON 3. He started exposing all of the executives and the media companies, and he just spoke very boldly to every single one of you. Every show he's went on, all the Jewish dudes, when the Jewish guy told him, "Hey man, I'm just calling you out on your shit," he said, "What shit? What are you talking about?" The dude couldn't even tell him what the fuck he was talking about. It's just a whole bunch of propaganda that you Jews keep spreading throughout media. That's what you do. You lie like a motherfucker, and then you hope people believe it.
I assure you, it's not people on this app.
Everything is racist. Everything that points out the shit that you do is racist, is anti-Semitic.
But the minute you say something, it's the gospel. You're pieces of shit.
Yeah, but now you're being a hypocrite.
Can I ask you? That's why nobody likes you. That's why nobody likes you. That's why if I get into if I get into a car accident with a black guy and he didn't mean it, he hits me in the car accident. If I say you black people, or I just say I got into an accident with another driver. The fact that you have to mention their race is projecting their problem. It has nothing to do with them being Jewish.
That's why you're a hypocrite. You become a hypocrite when you start accusing people of being racist. You become a racist.
You guys are not a race of people, right? Okay. You're not a race of people.
Uncle Ruckus, go back to the monkeys. Go back to the talking apes, Uncle Ruckus. Go back to the talking apes, Uncle Ruckus. Uncle Ruckus, go back to the talking apes.
White is your race. But if I go in my life and I say I went to the gas station, it was an Asian attendant. I went to this. That's there's nothing wrong with that.
Is this app blacked? Did this app get blacked?
There's nothing wrong with describing people by their race. But yes, only if it's hateful. What's the point of bringing it up, though? When you
there
make
you go.
Somebody, what do you care? Did you specifically soft? You're soft.
You got white fragility, A-Time. You too sensitive. They tricked you. They tricked you into getting delicate.
Who's they?
Thug. Thug.
Who?
Thug tricked you.
Who's someone?
The thug.
What fuck?
The thug motherfucking picnicker at the top of the room.
You just don't get it, guys. You know, if you said I made a deal with Harvey, then you said, but if you said I made a deal with that Jew, then you're the one who's projecting something that has nothing to do with the subject of Judaism. What does it have to do with anything? Why does it have to do with
It's racial identity politics, A-Time, duh.
Unless you believe something racist, then, it's because he was Jewish, he made this deal bad. And that is racist.
DJ Pooh in the house. Y'all tired of winning yet? Donald Trump day number 25. Deport.
But why is it okay to be hateful? Can someone tell me why is it okay to be
They political, A-Time. These blacks today are more political than Jews. All they do is bring up fucking racism. Racial identity politicians. Al Sharpton Industries Incorporated.
What is their ethnic background or their religion or whatever have to do with anything? When someone brings that up,
it's all they got to communicate about. They don't know fucking science.
Yeah. Like, fuck, what were they doing that was Jewish in that deal? Were they reading Torah? What were they doing? Did they make them wear a talis?
No, Kanye is in the textiles industry. That motherfucker, he's a scientist.
Can someone answer me what being Jewish has to do with them? Hey, Kawhi, where you at, nigga? Can someone answer me what does being Jewish have to do with Kanye? Kawhi, nigga?
A-Time, they don't know, man. You asking a wall, dog.
Because they know they hate. Because they hate. Okay? And you know what? You remember what Sartre said? If anybody Jews run the world.
Who runs the world?
How many Jewish presidents are there? Prime ministers in the world? Only 3 out of 200 countries. Maybe it's the Christians that run the world. No, it's the Jews that run the world. Kites. Okay, you see, you're a racist. You're president. You said kites. You're hateful. Because it's in your heart to say it. You blocked yourself because you want to be seen. It's not hard to say. I learned this shit. The fuck? I learned why. What did you learn? You chose to learn that. You selectively chose. I learned why people hate y'all. After this, Trump 2023, I know why people hate y'all. Nobody hates us. Only the hateful hate us, and you're one of them. Why does the person's race? Why does the person believe? I can see why you're What does Judaism have to do with selling shoes? Tell me. What does his Judaism have to do with any of this? And why did he bring it up? I didn't bring up nothing. Why did Kanye bring it up? What does being Jewish have to do with anything?
Bro, shut the fuck up, nigga. This ain't no
Y'all run Hollywood, the fuck? Y'all run the business, the fuck?
You about to get murked, Aton. We best get going. The audience is getting very hostile.
There's a bunch of white dudes in here in shit for 4,000 years.
Man, you Jews run everything. The fuck?
Hey, that's a racist statement. That is a hateful statement.
Man.
Well, we'll get to see why you went in people.
Fabricated everything, lied about everything. And you guys have been lying for the last 50 to 100 years, bro.
Man, Fawad, you lying about your body mass index, dog. You like a 400-pound Uncle Ruckus. Go back to the talking apes, Fawad. Go back to the talking apes, Fawad. You lying about how fat you are every day. You got diabetes times 10, fatty.
Black people never study shit. Black people never study shit.
Ooh.
Hitler wasn't wrong.
What?
Hello?
No, Hitler had it right. Hitler knew what the fuck he was doing.
He did? Well, where's he today? Is he around right now? I'm pretty sure the now is more important than Hitler's history. Hello?
Why did Hitler have it right, though?
Hitler was trying to save us.
Hey, I got a
Why did Hitler have it right? Why did
Hitler saw everything that you were doing in Europe, to all the other countries that you were doing, to all the other countries that you were in. Menachem Begin was the
Menachem bagels with cream cheese.
Okay.
Menachem Begin.
You're so anti-Semitic, you hate lox and bagels.
You're genocidal.
All right. Was he right in sending like the 12-year-old kids to the gas chamber? Why don't you just say that?
He was just as right as you killing Palestinian children.
Oh my gosh! Oh, what a racist! What a sick person!
Would you do it?
Would I do what?
Why don't you just say if he was right that you would do it too?
No, I don't have to say. I'm not. First of all, I'm not a German Jew, right? So what Hitler did to you,
You're not?
what Hitler did to you,
Why can't you own up your mouth? Why can't you back up what you said?
I thought he was a German Jew,
What
Aton.
Hitler did. I said Hitler had it right.
Hello?
No.
Hello?
I don't have to do it to you.
Hello?
The country that you were in.
Why don't you do it?
The country that you were in Germany.
Germany.
No. I'm not from Germany. I'm not from Germany. I'm not from Germany. You're not from Germany either. You're from Poland. You're from Poland. You're not even Israeli. You're Polish.
You don't even know what I am, but it's not.
You're Polish
now.
You're
Why
Polish.
can't you just say
You're Polish. Why can't you just admit? Why can't you just admit?
This is the song that never ends. So yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started singing it, and na 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 na.
You can say when it sounds general when you want to
I'll tell you this. I tell you this though. I wish they would have caught Anne Frank's ass up in that fucking ceiling all those fucking years. They should have caught.
Oh man, that's a good one. Making fun of a child getting murdered. You're a real man, dog. What an intelligent human being.
Caught her fucking ass up in that fucking ceiling.
I bet this guy got a daughter that he'd like to have killed in a closet because he's a sick piece of shit, dirty dog, motherfucking thug. Fucking ghetto ass thug motherfucker wishing on the death of children in closets. Sick motherfucker. You a sick motherfucker, thug. I'm reporting you to the FBI, you sick motherfucker.
You want to hear something even funnier?
Nah, man, your first joke sucked. Your first joke sucked so much, I don't think you're gonna hit this one out the park neither, dog. Hello?
He had a dog named Hitler. It was a German Shepherd. This was the most well-trained dog anywhere. He could leave the dog on the corner, walk a whole 2 blocks away, and whistle, and that motherfucker would run to him and find him.
If his master says to
Was
put
that
him
a
in the
joke?
gas chamber, will you do it? Maybe he'll put you in the gas chamber.
Don't quit your day job, Doug Thug.
They got a different gas chamber.
You're not a man if you can't back up what you said. You said that it was right to put people in the gas chamber, and you can't say that.
Oh my God, Clownhouse just deleted his account real time.
All you people in the room, if you're gonna say shit, be able to back it up. That's all I'm saying. You're all cowards if you don't. You're all hypocrites if you don't. So all you people who say Hitler was right, go and start putting people in the gas chamber if you can do it. Just say it. Come on the stage and say, I will put your kid in the gas chamber. Say it. Say it. See what you all are about? That's what you're all about. At the end of the day, you have no substance because you have hate. Have love for other people. Love is stronger than your hate.
Shut up, Uncle Ruckus, and let the man finish.
And this is why.
Go back to talking apes, Uncle Ruckus.
Bro, shut up.
Go back to talking apes and go talk with Day Day. I think he needs his daddy back. Day Day needs his daddy. Daddy needs Day Day. Go back to Day Day and talk to the talking apes, Uncle Ruckus. You spent so long without talking apes. You spent so much time with them talking apes, Uncle Ruckus. Such interesting conversations with the talking apes. Such great conversations. So intellectual with Day Day. Go back to your son. Find your son, Day Day. Go back to talking apes and find your son, Day Day. Where's your son, Day Day at, Uncle Ruckus?
Well, so would you put people in the gas chamber?
If they're for capital punishment, but not for genocide.
Yeah, right. I would never put anybody in any gas chamber.
Even if they were a mass murderer?
I don't believe in the death penalty.
Oh, Lord! Why not?
It's complicated, but I don't believe in it.
Complicated? What's so complicated? Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. That's the truth of the earth, if you know math.
When a guy's in jail, he can't do any harm to you. He's in jail.
Really? So you're going to pay taxes to keep your daughter's murderer in jail? Very good idea, Eitan. You're so liberal. I love that for you. Good luck with all that.
But the point is now, when we have these conversations, I can be called Eitan if you are a person. You can call me Eitan. If you are prejudiced, you can call me the Jew. I mean, just think about it. What did I bring in here about Judaism that I was called the Jew? To anybody who addressed me that way. Why does my Jew...
You're from Chicago. You talked to a Schwartz on the street before? What do you think the difference is in this room, man? Motherfucking Schwartz is in this room, too. Lots of Schwartzes.
You have read Sartre aloud, so I know you have. And what does it say? What did it say?
It says you can take the Schwartz out the street and bring him on Clown House, but you can't take the Schwartz out the Schwartz.
How is 40 I don't want to be in a room with you no more. You're like a girl.
Go back to Day Day and your son with the talking apes, Uncle Ruckus.
Didn't Sartre say if the Jew did not exist, the anti-Semite would have created him?
Yeah.
Any race.
Yeah.
People need to hate.
Yeah.
People need to hate. It gives them order. You know this.
Hate's gonna hate. Hate is gonna hate.
We're up to let's drop on your reading because you've done more reading than anybody here. Why is it that people hate? Psychologically.
Because they hate themselves.
Because it's a Darwinian survival instinct.
I don't know about that. I think it's more that they're generally unhappy. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
You goddamn penny pincher. Penny pincher, that's beautiful. Jaime. Oh, that's beautiful too. Why would you say that?
Penny pinching Heine? Look at your PTR. I mean, listen to what you're saying on a Monday night. What's going on in your life, big dog?
I ain't got no life, big dog.
That's what I thought, big dog.
I never called anyone a Hyman before. I just heard it from Jesse Jackson. And we're all having fun here, right?
I'm having fun. This is part of my new film. It's called El Normo Saves Israel movie by Hashem.
What's with everybody hates El Normo? What's going on with that?
He's just the target. He's just a target. People there's only one El Normo, so he becomes a target.
Yeah, he's just an old Brooklyn Jewish guy just trying to defend his people, I guess.
Yeah, he loves it. I mean, it's like being a baseball player, being a shortstop. He's catching.
What's going on in the 45 precinct? What's going on there in Jefferson Park?
Fucking El Normo has arrived. The star of our movie, Part 2, the El Normo Saves Israel movie by Hashem.
Once again, I defy anyone in this room who says Hitler was right. Just get up on the stage and say, I am willing to put children in the gas chamber. Just say it. If you can't do that.
Can the black people in Chicago just stop breaking into all the restaurants every week? I mean, people want to eat at these places. Do you got to ruin all the restaurants every single week? It's getting out of control.
I won't do that because I won't lower to that level. I won't say such a thing. I don't think it's the blacks that the black nerds make them break into restaurants, and I don't think it's the Judaism that makes them make deals. I think we can all agree with that.
I don't know what to tell you, but every single restaurant that gets broken into in Chicago happens to be done by a black guy. I don't know why, but it just seems to be black men.
Well, let's look at them. Maybe one feature is that they're black. Another feature is that they're male. Another feature is that they're poor. Another feature is that they're American. I mean, there are many different aspects here than just black.
It's true.
What?
It's true. Some of them have dirty fingernails. Some of them are very particular about their fingernails.
Some of them may be uneducated. You got to take all these factors, and people focus on one. Just one, the race.
Well,
how is that?
Do you think if you own a restaurant and your restaurant, or your liquor store gets broken into 3 times, and so finally on the 4th time you wait patiently for days and weeks until the robbers come back, but this time you got a .357 Smith & Wesson Peacemaker. Do you think you're within your legal rights to send them to Hashem because they keep destroying your property?
That's an interesting prospect. I wish it was that easy, but suppose that's a language they understand. There's no question there. You shoot a guy that's going to steal your restaurant and he's dead, he's not going to steal from you anymore, right?
Yeah, but you don't even believe in you don't even believe in capital punishment.
Well, why would I believe in capital punishment?
Well, what is the difference between capital punishment and defending your property with a gun? I mean, you're executing capital punishment in deflecting the crime.
You're not aiming to kill the guy. First of all, the gun's a deterrent.
No, I'm saying when you it's a deterrent, but when you draw, like, you're not drawing to shoot him in the foot, like you're drawing to take his head off.
I don't think if he's not armed, I don't think you're legally allowed to fire.
Well,
I think you can only fire when the other side is armed, right?
Yeah.
Legally. All right.
Yeah, it's basically, laws of war. El Normo is here again. El Normo has arrived. He is in the El Normo Saves Israel movie.
I don't see him. He's not in the room.
He's in a different room I have in the Roger Mayhem movie house.
Yeah. But where do they run away, these guys? Thug and this other guy. How come they don't want to play with their food here? Just let's go out and discuss why we should send people to a gas chamber.
Do you think that people that come on here and do anti-Semitic hate speech, do you think they're in loving relationships with a woman? That's a good question, right?
They're not loving their woman at the moment they're on here, that's for sure.
Well, there is no way you're in a loving relationship with a woman if you're on here spouting anti-Semitic hate speech for you.
Right now, I'm speaking with you, but that's a different story.
Really? That's gross.
Why is a blowjob gross?
Well, you're on here having a conversation. I mean, if you're gonna get a blowjob, I mean, maybe you want to make it romantic. Light a candle, put some music on. Love your woman. I mean, what kind of a guy gets a blowjob while he's sitting here chit-chatting with a bunch of schwartz about fucking their stupidity?
You're romantic. Lao Tzu, Dr. Ruth, one of the same. Love it. Anyway.
You must love each other when you are giving yourselves orgasmic pleasures.
You know, but I really realized how naive I was until I got in the clubhouse. I didn't realize so many people are so hateful.
Well, it's Clown House, and it's not really the best representation of like reality.
Yeah.
I never had it. I never had that kind of hate, though. Never, general hate.
A lot of it's troll behavior, and a lot of it's just, I mean, you see the type of people that are attracted to this app are very mentally, I guess...
neurodivergent would be the word I think you're looking for, Kevin.
Neurodivergent brings, meme lore and all that. You have the autists, they look at, like, you have two ways. Either they go trans or they go fucking full Adolf Hitler, right? So there's two pathways.
Well, sometimes you become a trans Adolf Hitler. I mean, come on.
That's true too.
There's some really eccentric people out there.
So there's a meme I've seen a few times on X that Pepe the Frog, and he's like, there's two pills in front of him, and one is like he looks to the left, and it's a swastika, and then he looks to the right, it's the trans flag. Which way to go for an autist on X? It's fucking amazing. Fuck the white RIP George Floyd, suck my dick if you're a cop. What's up with a nigger coin?
Did you see how much they paid out to George Floyd's family? It's $27 million, and then one of Derek Chauvin's other back-kneeling victims just got $600,000. Do you think it's fair that taxpayers should have to dole out $30 million to a guy who was breaking the law high on fentanyl?
What's up with the nigger chain? I don't get that whole meme coin. What's up with that coin?
Racist faggot!
I don't know about that. I don't know about the N-word coin now.
Yeah, it's Nick Chain too. Nick Chain.
Why can't we launch a meme coin and call it?
You're a faggot. Fuck you.
Kevin, why can't we launch a meme coin and just call it N-word coin?
I mean, that's what they already did. Look up Nigga Chain.
I know, but why don't we launch N-word coin? Just call it N-word.
Oh, N-word. I mean, why not? Right? It's built off the back of Solana. Right?
Who's born and bred for the field, built off the backs of Solana.
Look, aren't you on X, right? I'm on X.
Yeah, I got 100 accounts on X, yeah.
I mean, you haven't seen, look it up. It's so funny. The lore, oh my god.
What is it, NGGA?
N-chain, or Nigga Chain. That's what it is. And they talk about Fentbot or Droidbot. It's some weird.
See, when I say N-word, I'm actually saying meaning Nostradamus. So, like Nostradamus coin. Eitan, I saw some tranny on Nextdoor advertising his campaign for Skokie. He put yeah, some guy who dresses up as a girl is advertising his political campaign on Nextdoor. So I wrote in the comments, I was like, can you post politics here? And people are like, yeah, as long as it's local. And I'm like, oh, well, when I ran for office, fucking couldn't post anything. They deleted me, completely eliminated me. Calling
What's
attention.
going on with your political career?
The March 2026 primaries, I was just looking at the Chicago election.gov website and the available slots coming up in the primaries. So I'll probably run for either state representative or alderman and go up and down Irving Park and get all the signatures and I'm just gonna do a lot of financial analysis on the pension crisis, and create a lot of content on that, and then also property taxes.
More power to you. I wish you success.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I think I know how it works this time, so I know how not to waste my energy. I know exactly how to spend my time, as opposed to running around. I spent so much fucking energy getting these signatures. It's crazy. And you go through a challenge no matter what. So like every signature gets confirmed. And if you don't have like the exact number, 1,500 plus for alderman, you can't get on the ballot. But because it's always Democrats in Chicago, if a Republican runs and the two Democrats, go to the primary, like you could split the vote and eke out a Republican win, especially with Trump in office. Like now is a great time to run Republican. Chicago's fucked.
What's going on with Skokie? Is Skokie mostly, what is it now? It's changed demographically? Isn't it mostly Korean right now or Asian? I thought it was like Russian.
Super Asian. Yeah, maybe a lot of Euros too. I don't know. I just bought a yearbook from Niles West in Skokie, where I went to school. I just bought a yearbook from the 60s because I want to see what the fucking demographic breakdown is in these yearbooks. Like, what is the demographic breakdown in the Harvard yearbooks from the 30s to the 60s to the 80s to the... When did affirmative action start really taking place?
Yeah. Well, when I lived in Skokie, it was like, I don't know, 60% Jewish or something like that. 40%, I don't remember.
Well, Merrick Garland, who was just head of the Department of Justice, he went to Niles West in Skokie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a piece of shit, that guy. I mean, he really is a bad guy. He's no good.
Right.
A lot of smart people come out of the North Shore of Chicago. A lot of famous people. No Trier.
Sure. The whole region, you got
Northwestern too.
North Shore. Skokie. What else you got there? I mean, Hillary came out of Park Ridge. Not that she's a smart person. I just. Who else? Some of these famous actors came out of Evanston.
Charlton Heston.
Yeah, there are a lot of celebs that come from that area.
The crime here in Chicago is bad. It's been bad. The crime here has been very bad for a long time now, and it's really, really took off when they brought in all the migrants last summer. I mean, it was so bad. Like I basically just didn't want to go to work anymore because like I had to take the train, and I'm like, I don't want to sit on that fucking train next to homeless people anymore with fucking fleas jumping off of them. It's like.
Oh yeah, taking that what they call it, the L. I forgot. Man, I haven't been in Chicago for ages.
You pull up.
Huh?
You get downtown. You try to get to work, and there's 200 people screaming "Free Palestine," banging on metal drums. I'm serious.
When I used to live at home, I used to live in Morton. I take this 270 bus from Golf Mill. I drop off at one of my favorite neighborhoods, Jefferson Park. And then I would take the L from there. Mm-hmm. Take that all the way to, what the hell is that neighborhood? The near West Side, Halstead. And go to Circle. But I used to like that neighborhood, Jefferson Park. It had some kind of character. A lot of Polish places there.
Well, yeah.
I like Polish food.
Yeah, there's a Polish grocery store. I love going to that Polish grocery store. It's a buffet style for $6.99. You get a huge platter, fresh baked bread.
Yeah.
$6.99.
What was that restaurant that had like an apple on its side? It was called the something apple.
Montrose Deli.
What was it, Deli?
Montrose Deli. I think you're talking about the grocery store.
No, there was this place. I think all the Polish workers used to go there. And they had a buffet. Every day was a buffet, and they had a rotation of the special of the day too, so you didn't have to eat the same thing every day. In back, I'm talking about what? I'm talking about in the 90s. You go in there and buffet items and it only costs like $5. Really beautiful waitresses. That was my motivation.
I want to go to Poland this summer.
Then there was Poland, would be cool, yeah. Then there was this burrito place that I used to go to, the Taquerias. Palapita, La Palapita. I don't know if that's still around.
Man,
I'm a carnivore.
the Polish people really got fucked in World War I and World War II. You know, royally fucked.
You know, my experience when I went to Circle, and I mean, Chicago, what is it, 1/4 Polish? It's got the biggest Polish population in America, maybe outside of Poland.
This city ain't 1/4 Polish, that's for sure. It's like 1/20th Polish. It's no way.
Well, maybe there's descendants. I don't know.
If you look at the breakdown, I mean, it's black, white, and Hispanic, but like, it's just so many blacks in Chicago. The whole South Side, everything is. There's a lot of blacks. I mean, this black flight shit's bullshit. Every black that leaves, 3 more come in.
Every black that leaves, 3 more come in. God, they sound like.
Well, they're coming in from out of town. I mean, especially in the summertime, like you'll get on the 290 expressway, there will be somebody with a mask on and an AK-47 pointed at you, telling you to get the fuck out of your car.
Yeah.
There's so many random murders, and like, there's this Instagram or X account called like Horrible People, and you just read about all the murders. And like people shooting babies, screaming "F yo baby," like it is so crazy. Like, and it's I don't know, it's gotten worse. I think if you ask my dad, who was a cop, he'll just say it's always gotten worse.
Wow, I need to go back and visit. I haven't visited forever. Where do I go visit? Where do I go? What's a cool place to hang out over there?
I mean, the Gold Coast Viagra Triangle is always the best spot. Yeah. Can't beat that.
Where did hanging out?
Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Actually, you know that bar, Bush McGuire's? Yeah, they do a singles night. They promote the hell out of it. It's like the hottest event in Chicago is singles night at Butch McGuire's.
Let me remember, Butch McGuire's, was that on Rush Street or was that like in
Russian Division.
Yeah. Wow, I remember back in the 80s that used to be the place.
It's still the place. The original guy from the 80s is go to their Instagram. You might recognize the owner, and he sits there and he promotes his singles night now.
Butch McGuire, then there was Mothers, then there was a few places. I forgot. Faces, was it? But these were all like disco places. Butch McGuire's the real place, though, right? It's like a
Irish pub, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Butch McGuire's. Jesus. So where's like the nightlife these days over there?
Yeah, Russian Division still. That's all that's all the kids who are making big money in the city. It's all white kids, It's nice.
When I was in my 20s, I remember there was this place called the apartments, Newberry Plaza. I'm sure that's still there, right?
Yeah.
Buying an apartment. No big deal.
Yeah, I know that. I think I know that Newberry Plaza building.
You could buy a condo for, I think, somewhere between $50,000 to $75,000. That was back in 1984 when I was in the market for that kind of thing. I wonder what it would cost today.
For what was it, a 3-bedroom?
Yeah, just throw me any kind of 3-bedroom might be okay.
I mean, you can buy a piece of shit studio in Chicago for $70,000 in a co-op, or you can go up to $1.5 million and buy yourself a 3-bedroom, 3-bath overlooking the lake. I mean,
I forgot what a co-op entails. Well, how much do you have to put up every year? You have to put up the what do you call it?
Assessments.
Yeah. You have to. I don't know, co-ops.
My uncle owns a co-op in Rogers Park.
Yeah, how much annually do you have to put up though?
I'm not sure, but his property taxes are probably $2,500. Oh, he doesn't pay property taxes, right? If you have a co-op, I can't remember how it works.
Yeah, You're paying amenities too, right?
I don't know. They have condos in Jefferson Park that are no assessments. It's self-managed. Like there's no assessments, which are nice. Because if you get assessments, it's like $4,000 a year. You know, it's fucking. Anyways, but assessments are crazy. If you buy a condo on by Loyola on Sheridan, that right by the lake, you know, beautiful place to live, but your fucking assessments are like $2,000 a month because the buildings are like falling apart. The big skyscraper apartment buildings.
Right.
You're paying rent plus just to live there. The assessments are just wild. It's untenable. The property taxes in Lincoln Park, this guy was paying $3,500 and now that he's paying like $14,000. In 1 year, they went up 300%.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's a big business.
I need to get motivated. I can't fuck. I gotta go to Jerusalem today and take a stress test.
Sounds stressful.
It does, man. I'm not in no mood for this.
My uncle did a stress test on a treadmill. He had a heart attack while they're trying to stress test his heart. Like, what the fuck?
Wow, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, they induced a heart attack. What the fuck kind of fucking medicine is that? What kind of stupid doctor is that? My dad's having surgery. I told my dad, I was like, before you let some fucking piece of shit doctor cut you open, make sure you check his voter ID card and confirm he's a fucking voting Republican.
Well, get this. I need the stress test to take I'm doing surgery for like kidney stones, and I'm walking around with a catheter. How the fuck am I gonna do a stress test with this bag of pee being attached to me?
I don't know.
Help me out here, someone.
I don't know.
I don't even know if they're gonna let me in. I didn't see that. They're like,
can't they do the kidney stone disruption without doing surgery?
Well, do you think they'd have pills for that? What they're gonna do is like a laser thing. Is it not? They're gonna have like lasers. They're gonna smash the stones.
Yeah.
It's gonna go out of a catheter. With this too.
It's very painful.
I don't even feel the pain that much. I don't know what the deal is, but it's still more convenient, walking around with this catheter, going to Jerusalem to get the stress test because that's the one that's available.
Well, just cancel the stress test. What the fuck do you need the stress test for? It's bullshit. Just go meditate.
Well, you're right. Everybody who hears that I have to take a stupid stress test is like, what the fuck does that have to do with your surgery? But apparently my cardiologist won't give me, approval to do this for the anesthesiologist to anesthetize me until he gets this stress test. It's crazy. It really has nothing to do with it. What? Yeah,
I was going to say, you could ask Audrey Minnie.
Just say no, Eitan. You have to take personal responsibility of your schedule, your stress. Stress tests shouldn't cause stress tests. Some doctors just do not think, because they're robots. And this is where you got to fucking use your own brain and be like, you know what? Just remember what Rodney Dangerfield said. My Dr. Vinny Boom Bots. Dr. Vinny Boom Bots. Hey, everybody knows Dr. Vinny Boom Bots. Fucking some of these doctors are Dr. Vinny Boom Bots. They'll fuck you up. They don't give a fuck about your time. They don't give a fuck about your stress. They don't give a fuck about your insurance. They care about their schedule. They do. They really do. They're more concerned about their fucking schedule than your health. Doctors are just business people. It's wild. You don't learn these things growing up. You don't figure these things out till later, that when you're sitting in a medical office, it's no different than sitting in a financial advisor's office,
Right. Yeah.
Everybody's a business person. It's it. It doesn't matter whether you're in medicine or mutual funds. It's a fucking business. Everybody's got the same fucking expiration clock. We're all dead men awaiting execution. It's coming.
That's amazing. get a call. Y'all sleep?
Yeah, I'm going to sleep. Good night.
Upon oneself. The master does his job and then stops. He understands that the universe is forever out of control, and that trying to dominate events goes against the current of the Tao. Because he believes in himself, he doesn't try to convince others. Because he is content with himself, he doesn't need others' approval.